Good morning, everyone. You are watching the Wise Morning Coffee Chat Show. Super excited this morning. You are meeting us this morning. My name is Jennifer Sanchez. I am the founder of the Women's Institute of Self Development Efficacy, WISE for short, as well as super excited to announce a new brand that I have been putting together for the last couple of weeks. I got a couple of things coming up, y'all. I got a couple of businesses coming to fruition, but right now I'm going to start promoting the Wise Alliance Network, which is new community that's going to come alongside my Wise community. And the point of it is to really focus in more in on entrepreneurs, on real estate investors, on my male colleagues, right? Have both co-ed men and women work together and network. So I'm super excited about this new add-on that I'm doing for, as you guys know, I'm a super big entrepreneur. I love entrepreneurship. I love coaching. I love small businesses. So this is fun. So I'll be talking more about it soon, and I'm super excited. So that is why I'm also, like I said, I'm a real estate investor. I could buy properties cash, close in 30 days as is. And then of course, I'm a mom of three beautiful girls, 16, 10, and 4. And then I'm a runner as well and a lifter, and I'm like a health enthusiast. And we have a running community called Fearless Girls Run. So that is who I am. I will pass it over to my co host this morning.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Kimberly Montesinos, and I'm the owner of Crystal Clear Cleaning. We are a residential and small commercial cleaning business. We also work with real estate agents to do closings and move in and move out cleans. We are located in the Naperville Northwest suburb area. And I also am a Melaleuca rep. And today is Earth Day. So I just challenge you when you're cleaning, think about those products that you're using in your home. When you're cleaning in your home or someone who you're paying to clean in the home, do they feel bad once they're cleaning the bathrooms and the kitchen because of the toxic chemicals that are in those cleaning products? So I just like to educate people on how they can have a non-toxic home. I'm also a
Mhm.
mom of two adult children, and that's me in a nutshell.
Oh, nice. Like Earth Day. So do we run outside and just like run in fields? Like, no, I'm just like,
Well,
I'm kidding.
earthing is really big. I learned that, of course, you know me, I love networking. I learned that first off when I first started networking to go outside and just stand in the grass. And it's something energetic, it's good for the body. And there is this thing called earthing. Um,
Earthing. Yeah.
yeah, it's called earthing. But today, since it's Earth Day, I like to really, my portion is just like how to have a healthy environment. We talk about what we
Mhm.
eat and what we put on our skin, but mind, body, and soul. But what are you doing in your environment in your home? Like even just to make it smell good. Are you spraying aerosol sprays that are like harmful to your lungs? Those kind of things. So I like to educate people how they can have a healthier environment.
I love that, Kim. Awesome. Thank you for sharing. My co-host for the last
Oh, I
two
missed
years.
you
I don't know
last
how
week.
many years. I know you were sick. I know you weren't feeling well, but let's go to our guest this morning. Karis, can you introduce
Hello.
yourself to the viewers?
Hello. So my name is Karis, and yeah, I met Jennifer through the real estate investment group. So I'm an aspiring real estate investor, just kind of joining the group to learn. And it's a local Chicago chapter, so we all come together and learn about the industry. And when I came across Jennifer, somehow we linked up on social media, part of the networking, right? And I just noticed what a brilliant mind she has, and I'm really drawn to people who are assertive and they have vision and they have purpose and they chase after that. And so the moment I met her, I thought that's the kind of girl that I want to be around. So
Oh,
I reached out to her. We met up for coffee. She was gracious enough to make time for me. And yeah, I think there's some magic that happens when you get two sharp minds together, sharing ideas, even if it's not with a specific purpose of maybe building something that day. you never know what's going to come of it down the road. And if nothing
Hmm.
else, it's just really encouraging and awesome to know there's other people out there that are just as motivated to do great things.
Thank you. And thank you for
Yeah.
giving that testimony because it's like I am a networker. So,
Mhm.
right. And that was the way that we connected and we got together. And yeah, you are amazing as well. So I was super
Thank
excited to
you.
connect with you. And she's like a black, aren't you like a black belt in like a black belt ninja or something? Just like,
So I've been working for a local martial arts academy for over 10 years. We're based out of Joliet. It's a family owned academy, but quite large if you compare it to other martial arts studios. It's industry wise. So we run over 300 students, and
wow.
I mean, yeah, yeah. So it's a full time gig. So I have a staff of black belts.
Yeah.
I handle the business side, so the sales, membership sales, marketing, leadership development. So what's really cool though is all of our staff, it's what's unique to us is all of our staff starts out as students, and then we
Yeah.
never hire from the outside. It's all homegrown. So that means
I
that
like
our
that.
staff is young. Yeah, we've got, 16, 17, 18-year olds that are coming on board, but they've been with us since they were 6. And so they know the heart of who we are and what we do. And we've got a leadership development program that even at a young age they get into, and they learn how to serve others and how to think
Oh,
outside themselves. Yeah, when they come to class, it's no longer just about themselves, but how can I help encourage another student? How can I help demonstrate in class or be, a good role model? So by the time they get to the age where we can get them on as a paid staff member, they really know the ropes. And that's part of what I've helped to develop. And I say that so humbly because it was such a learning experience for me of how to develop other leaders. I really had to become one myself.
Mm.
And so, yeah, it's been really cool. But that's kind of what she means by the black belt. I myself
Yeah.
have not earned my black belt yet. I'm pretty far into the journey, but when you have to hop out off the mat and answer the phone a lot, it's really hard to keep up with these kids. So
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And then you also have the photo booth business, right?
yes, yes. So so last fall, I decided to start a little side project with one of my kiddos. He's 21, and he's my middle son, and just the only one that really doesn't have direction and what he wants to do with his life. He's a hard worker, but yeah, just I wanted to help him explore some of his own talents. My other two kids really already knew what they wanted to pursue in life, but this guy just wasn't so sure. So I said, well, hey, let's start a little side business. My oldest son had gotten married in July, and he had a photo booth, one of those digital selfie booths that take your picture and text it right to you right away. He had one of those at his wedding. It was so fun. We had such a blast with it. So when it came time to start our own little side gig, I talked to my middle boy and said, hey, why don't we just purchase one of those? And I know how to network. I know how to market. I could get our calendar filled, but show him how along the way. And it has been such a blast. I mean, we've already been featured at 2 different bridal expos. We've got weddings on the books. I've used my networking through the Chamber of Commerce to get a bunch of corporate gigs.
Mm,
So if nothing else, I'm having a blast. But it's
beautiful.
really fun for us to put our heads together and have our staff meetings and make some good
Uh,
decisions. And he makes good decisions. So,
awesome. Awesome. That's
yeah. So
awesome
that's
to
what that's
hear.
all about. Yep.
That's awesome to hear. So let's share these comments real quick that we have America, who is an amazing real estate investor. She's on with us this morning. Hilarious as well. I love her posts. Good morning. Also, we have Events 27. Good morning. We have Angelica Ramirez. She's a member of our community. Good morning, ladies. Also, she is the best dang baker I've ever. She makes the cakes all the time, especially in the. If you guys have ever been to any of the mastery events in the real estate community, any of my real estate folks, She's the one that makes the cakes usually there. So yeah, so I wanted to share that those comments. Keep them coming, guys. Don't be shy. We do like to engage with the viewers. So let's go straight into the premise of this entire show is coffee time, right? Why we do this. We got our coffees or teas. I know some people aren't into or water, whatever works for you. The reason why we started this, actually, this show started during COVID, and the reason why I started doing this was because obviously we couldn't gather, we couldn't get up and meet up for coffee as entrepreneurs, right? So then I started putting the show together to highlight entrepreneurs on the show, and I just called it a coffee chat. And since we've been doing this since 2020, we're gonna hit our 150th show, so we're planning a live show in person for that one because just to bring in guests and make it more fun and engaging. Um,
Nice.
so what are you drinking, Karis? Since you're the guest, and I say Karis because I know we talked about
I
it, and
know
she's
we're
like,
both Latinas.
yes,
Yes.
so that's why I
Yep.
put the little Latina spin to it.
I love it. Yep, makes me think of my family. So,
There you go.
so I'm drinking my coffee black. I do love flavored creamer, but in an attempt to be a little bit more healthy lately, I've been drinking it black. So, and I have a funny story about this. It says Plant Mom. I don't know who gave this to me, but whoever did doesn't know me very well because I cannot keep a plant alive for the life of me. Honestly, so this is funny. My husband, when he's got the green thumb, and when he
Mm,
first met me, he noticed that my plants outside in the pot weren't real. I can't keep a plant alive, so I would use silk flowers in the summertime just so I had color out there, but I didn't have to worry about watering it. But he's got plants that are older than me, you know? So, yes, yes,
wow.
cactus, palm trees. I mean, yeah, 40 plus years old. It's amazing how he can keep things alive. So it really should say plant dad.
That,
But I'll
but
pretend.
it goes with Earth Day. It goes
It
it goes
It goes
with
does.
with
Earth.
Earth Day.
It goes
Yeah.
with Earth
There you
Day.
go.
That's awesome. Kim, what are you drinking?
So before I tell you, I love you already, Cody, because my neighbor next door is a plant guru. And I went out last year because I felt so embarrassed and I bought all the silk flowers and put them
Yeah.
around. And she was like, Kim, but then she came over and touched them and she's like, you're a cheater.
You know what
Because
we
they
do,
were,
we got to do, right?
we gotta do, girl. I get it. So I'm drinking my famous, I just call it Jennifer Sanchez recommended uh, mushroom coffee and my normal
Ooh.
oat milk. So caramel oat
Oh,
milk
that
just to give
sounds
it some
so good.
flavor. So it's yummy. Tastes good.
Yeah, I
What
know I
about
got
you,
her
Jennifer?
addicted. I got her addicted to the mushroom coffee, you
I
guys.
Mm-hmm.
gotta
So
try that. Wow.
um and we do use the Rise mushroom coffee. So I have a code that you guys can use if you want to try it, get 10% off.
That's
Nice.
Um
great.
I started it because of the whole digestive issues. If anyone's been following the show, you guys know I've been talking about how like the bloating and those issues that you have, right? So I was always looking for something that would help with that, and really the and I was addicted to coffee. I was doing like 3 to 4 cups a day. Like it was really bad at one point. I was like, no, I can't keep doing this. So transitioned to the mushroom, and then I still do a coffee occasionally, but not it's not as bad as before. So but yeah, I have it in an owl
Ah,
Oh, I
mug
love
today.
it.
cute.
It
So
is
I don't.
so cute.
I like
Yeah,
it.
yeah. It's a cute mug. It's very. I feel like it's very Latina-ish type mug, right?
The
Like very
colors,
colorful
yeah.
and vibrant.
And owls
Um,
mean something. I forgot. You asked Dr. Lopez. I know they mean something.
I don't
There's
know
a
if so.
meaning. I forgot
Is
though. I'm
there?
sorry.
If and no, I'm sure a viewer is gonna Google it right now and put it in the comment section what it means, right? But yeah, I just thought it was really fun and cute, and it goes with Earth Day. It's an animal, right? Like
It's
I
an
think
animal.
we're all in theme today.
We are. We got the
We
memo.
are.
We got the memo. We got the memo. So beautiful. Thank you. And if anyone's watching, feel free to share what you're drinking this morning if you're drinking anything. I think it's fun to get to know people's personalities or where they're at in life based off what they're drinking on a Monday morning, right? It gives a little insight to what they're
Yeah.
thinking. Um, So let's go straight into getting to know Karis and what she's about and why she does what she does, right? And she kind of already gave us a reason why she started the photography, the I
Yeah.
apologize, photo business,
Yeah,
yeah.
sure. Yeah, my life has really been a series of just looking for opportunity and taking advantage of that. And I think there's been whole books written on that and podcasts written on that, but, or, spoken about it. But before I even knew it was a thing, it's just something that I think was a little bit innate, just always looking for opportunity. And so, when I had my first had my three kids, I was a young mom. I wanted to be at home with them. And so I tried to find ways that I could help make some money while I was at home raising them, right? And so I opened up an in-home daycare. And so
Oh,
that was my way of contributing, but still able to be with them. As soon as my youngest went to school, then I was free to kind of work outside the home. I had no idea what skills I possessed. I was shy. There was no way I would get on a podcast like this in my early 20s. But someone gave me the opportunity, and so I came on staff in our church, in our children's ministry, and that just came about from first volunteering. I was a volunteer looking for opportunity just to volunteer, and it turned into being hired on their staff. So I developed some skills just by being there, learning how to, get volunteers organized and put together the show of how are we going to run this service, and sending out emails. And that was just all new to me, if you haven't had that opportunity before. And so after about 3.5 years of that, then I moved on to the next position, which was with this martial arts studio. I had started as a kickboxing student, just trying to lose weight, and just by sharing some ideas that I thought, who knows why I opened my mouth to give ideas, but they ended up hiring me on. And so I took the skills I learned from my little children's ministry job and came into this new role and had no idea about martial arts. No, none, no background other than just my fitness kickboxing days. But you take your skills that you have and then you build upon them. And so over the last 10 years, he's my boss has been so generous with sending me to conferences all over the US and learning from giants in the industry on sales presentations and how to present, really listen to somebody, find out what their needs are, and then present yourself as the solution or your company as a solution, how to overcome objections, those kind of things, right? And then learning about marketing. How do you reach the masses with your message when there's so much competition? And so just been able to rub shoulders with people, ask questions, really study how other companies do it, learn from these at these conferences, what are the basic fundamental rules and ideas. So it's been such a fun journey. And then for during a little bit before COVID, I decided to step back from the studio and just kind of go more part time. And instead, I went full time into a youth sports photography company,
mm,
working for them. And it was just a way for me to kind of just be at home a little bit more with my family. But again, brand new industry, had no idea what goes on at a youth sports tournament other than my kid's little soccer league at one point, you know what I mean? Or local football. So with that, I developed a whole different skill set of
mm,
I was their booking coordinator. I had to learn how to call tournament directors across the states and introduce myself, figure out my script. I fumbled a lot in the beginning, but figured it out pretty quick, and just got our photographers lined up to go to their tournaments. And before you knew it, it was just second nature, and building relationship with these guys, learning what their needs are when they have a vendor come in, what kind of questions to ask, about power and Wi-Fi, and do we need to have our certificate of insurance and any permits and all that. So,
mm,
it's just I just love I love telling people, and even I tell my kids this, no matter where you are and what you're doing, it's a learning experience. You're adding to your tool belt, and then it's preparing you for the next experience.
mm,
So
I love, I there. Okay, I just like I like you all. Like
So many things.
I like you even more now, right? Because I think when we first initially got together, I was just kind of getting to know you, but I could see why you are being so successful so quickly in the photography booth business because of one, your personality. You're very easy to talk to, right? Like you could see it, you could feel the energy that's coming off of you, which is really nice, right? And it's funny. Yesterday, I was on a different interview and I was talking to the interviewer, and we were talking about like being approachable, being an entrepreneur, being a female entrepreneur,
Yeah.
and there is a skill set when it comes to being a woman and being an entrepreneur and networking and being able to cultivate these relationships out of thin air. It's not
Hmm.
an easy thing,
Mhm.
but
No.
I'm hearing you right now, and Kim can vouch because Kim has also very fun personality as well, and she networks with a lot of men and women as well, right? But I could hear how you create something out of thin air, and it's really personality. There's a lot to do
Yeah.
with your personality, but you put yourself and you stepped out of the box. It sounds like, right? Like you said, I was shy, right? In my 20s, I
Yeah.
would have never done this, right? And now you're like, no, I'm out here. I mean, I heard you say earlier, I've created relationships with chambers, right? Because of your networking. So
Hmm.
I think I want you at my event on the 30th as to teach us a little bit more about networking,
Cool.
right? Um,
Yeah.
Kim, do you have anything, any thoughts? Because
Well,
I'm picking up a lot.
yeah, I felt like I was listening to my younger self kind of because believe it or not, I was shy too. Not
Mhm.
to the point where I wasn't able to communicate, but I never wanted to be in the front of the room. I never liked
Sure.
to walk in and people
Hmm.
notice me, which is kind of hard because of my height. Um,
Mm.
and when you were
Yeah, you are
talking,
tall.
I right, it's kind of hard for me to walk in a room and you don't see me. But
Hmm.
um, the thing is, once I realized what changed me is I was always putting on a mask because I worked in corporate all my life. It wasn't until I became an entrepreneur that I felt comfortable. And the key factor for me was I was able, when I learned how to be authentic, when I
Hmm.
stopped worrying about being somebody that I'm not, because being a woman, I was taught you have to be harder, you have to put on this facade that, you know, that
Hmm.
you're no nonsense, hit the sale, get the sale, that kind of thing. But when I started networking and being my own self, and the biggest thing for me is cultivating relationships. I learned about me more than ever in my whole life when I became an entrepreneur. And
Hmm.
like you, I had to fall
Yeah.
and get up, but I being an entrepreneur brought me to places in my life
Hmm.
I would have never been a leader. I would have
Yeah.
never seen myself as a leader. And I did it for 4.5 years and I loved it, right?
Yeah.
I have met amazing women like yourselves that I would have never met in a cubicle
Yeah.
or working for someone else. I'm in
Hmm.
chambers also, and you if you would have asked me 20 years ago if I like to network, I would have said no. And I remember feeling scared when I went to my first networking events and almost like not to be, you know, nasty, but like feeling like I wanted to throw up because I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my God, I got to get up in front of these people and tell them what I do. I got to sell my business.
Right.
Now it's like I look forward to it because it's like, who am I going to meet today? Who,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
who can I touch today? It's a whole different mindset. So
Hmm.
I agree with, well, Jennifer always brings great people to the show, but I love your story. I just say one thing that I really love when you back up to the martial arts studio. What I love that you all are cultivating there is you're cultivating a mindset of discipline and giving
Hmm.
back, which is
Yeah.
lacking right now.
Yeah.
Because I work with a lot of young people in my business now because it's transitioned, obviously,
Hmm.
and I feel like that discipline, being able to be humble, you
Yeah.
know, I love that you're taking young people from a young age and cultivating them into responsible and, give back community adults with leadership skills.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah,
I
it's
love that.
needed. Yeah. And a lot of times families will come in and they'll want to enroll their student or their kid, as a student because they say they lack discipline, they lack respect, but the big thing is they lack confidence. I hear that all the
Right.
time. And
Uh-huh.
what we try to convey to them is confidence comes when you step out and try something new and you prove to yourself, I have what it takes. But
Yeah.
that does, if it's something comes easy to you, you're not really proving yourself anything. It's the hard things. When you step out and you push through and you have people come around you and encourage you to stick it out, stick it out, stick it out, and then when you come on the other side, you're like, wow, look what I just did. That's where that confidence builds. And then you could take that into the next task and the next task. And so, the first things that they're learning is how to do basic skills, the punches, the kicks, the stance, the push ups, the sit ups. But, every 2 months when we do our little testing over their skills, it's a way for them to prove to themselves, okay, I just accomplished something. Now I can do the next thing and the next thing. And as it gets progressively difficult, they gain that confidence along the way. So, and then like I said before, we once they get into our leadership instructor training program, we've got 10 year olds in this program, but that it kind of changes it from just coming to class for themselves to now thinking about other students. And so it's so fun. We do training on how to greet someone at the door, how to look them in the eye and shake their hand and say, hi, my name is, because you wouldn't even
Right.
believe how kids these days don't know how to do that
Oh,
anymore,
I
you
do.
know?
I do. I do know that.
So
The
we literally
communication.
practice that.
Yes.
That's a
And
good.
coping
Yeah,
skills. And
I know.
coping skills. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep,
Absolutely. That's
holding the
amazing.
door open, and I try to try to keep an eye out for kids that are doing those things, and then we reward them with little stripes on their belt. And so
Oh,
I'll try
Oh,
to find ways to say, like, I loved how you opened the door for that mom coming in. I'm going to give you a little stripe for the day, or we just find ways to recognize these kids because we want them to know this is a great life skill, and it's
yeah.
true. It's just not so common anymore. So
It's
yeah,
not.
sadly,
yeah. No, that's really
yeah.
awesome. It almost sounds like the Boy and Girl Scouts, right? When they get their
Yeah.
badges,
Hmm.
when they complete
Yeah.
things. So you guys
Yeah.
are incorporating this into your
Yeah.
um, dojo, right? You call it a
Yeah.
dojo. Yeah,
Dojang, it's Korean, but yeah, same idea.
yeah.
And then,
Mm.
further down the line, then once they do build that confidence in the studio and, have kind of progressed through that program, then I take them out into the community with me. And so we'll go set up at our cruise night at downtown Plainfield or, other vendor events. And I'll have, 3 or 4 students with me in their uniform. And, they're hearing me I have my clipboard and they're hearing me interact with parents and booking appointments for their families to come check us out. And before you know it, I've seen 10-year-olds grab a clipboard and go and greet a family and book an appointment. And it's like, it blows me away. But it's like, man, if you stretch these guys, they will rise to the challenge. So,
Well, you're mentoring. You're
yeah,
showing them you're being a mentor. I mean,
yeah,
realistically, and you've done. This is another thing that I feel like experience over, and not that I'm not knocking education because I
right.
definitely believe in education, but at my age, I understand that experience also has a place. So the
Hmm.
fact that you've experienced what it's like to overcome obstacles and go on to the
Right.
next level on your own, and you've done that for yourself, it's so easy, it's
Yeah.
innate for you to be a mentor for younger people. And when
Hmm.
they see that, you are empathetic with them.
Yeah,
You truly understand what it's
sure.
like to challenge yourself to go to another level. So when they see that in you, that even is more of a motivator because
Yeah,
they're
that's
like, she
true.
understands. So
Hmm.
it's a win-win all around.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Thank you.
I love this, and I love and definitely the networking component, right?
Oh,
Like,
Hmm.
right, it's a big deal. I want to bring back the conversation. What would you say has been the biggest successful thing that you've done as someone that's constantly out meeting
Yeah.
people, going to events? What has really worked for you?
mm,
Uh, so I would say definitely the Chamber of Commerce has been our strongest relationship, I believe. When it comes to the martial arts studio, I really didn't have a lot of time to get out of the doors. I was often in during class time, meeting with families, doing enrollments. So having that relationship was really the foundation for everything else because they know they know every business that's obviously in town and what, and they
Mm.
promote you so well. But they also let you know what events are going on. So if we did go to a vendor fair or whatnot, they were the ones that were kind of giving us the heads up, giving us the invite. But we just we sponsor a lot of their events because we just know how valuable that relationship is. So now when I show up, people know me as the karate lady and they give us the best spot wherever we go, but it's because we've nurtured that relationship. So I think I don't know how much people value that, but I truly do. And then from there it's just grown into so many other things. We've got relationship in the elementary schools, the junior high schools, coming in to do assemblies, or we're going to do their career day in a couple weeks.
Mm.
But things like that, the local magazines, making relationship with them and putting articles or ads in there. So I don't know if that really answers your question, but from there, I was able to take those relationships and apply them now to our little side gig with the photo booth, because now they know me. And so when I said I have this little thing on the side, they're always giving me events, the chamber, throwing, hey, there's a grand opening over here, or we're gonna have this, this formal event over here, and so it just like, yeah, it's that domino effect, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. No, that's real good. I really appreciate this conversation. So, I see also we have another investor, realtor, Marianne. Man, awesome, Manna. She's awesome. Um, Definitely, thank you for jumping on with us this morning. So, with all this being said, if someone wants to get in touch with you, Caris, in regards
Yeah,
to, the photo booth or in regards
yeah.
to the martial arts,
Thank
uh,
you. I can put my little plug in here.
yeah,
If you
plug it
live in
in.
the Joliet, Shorewood, Plainfield area, we are TM Martial Arts. We're on Caton Farm Road, just a block west of Essington. We've been in the community for over 21 years, so very established. So yeah, that's TM Martial Arts. If you give us a call, it'll most likely be me that picks up the phone. So or drop in to say hi. Um, and then we give 2 weeks of free classes. So if you just want to check it out for a couple weeks for free, absolutely. We want families just to see what we're all about. And then as far as the photo booth business, it's called Event 27. So the word event, the number 20, and then the word seven. So you can find us on Instagram, on Facebook. Our website is event27.com. So again, the word event, the number 20, and then the word seven. And we service all of Chicagoland, so suburbs, even a little bit of Indiana. We were just in Indianapolis over the weekend. So, yeah, we do a lot of corporate events, like I said, grand openings, holiday parties, but we also do graduations, birthday parties. We just did a 50th birthday party over the weekend, weddings. So we just like to bring
Beautiful.
that photo booth experience. And what I say is, while the professional photographer is going to be focused on more of the traditional shots, we create a space for the guests just to kind of cut loose and take pictures of themselves. So,
Absolutely. That's
yeah, thank you for that little plug.
Oh no, yeah, absolutely. That's why we do this show. We want to highlight
Thank
the
you.
entrepreneurs. So,
Yeah.
um, and of course, for those that are watching, don't forget. Like I gotta talk about this, right? We have an event coming up, right? And I titled it "Become a Ninja Networker," and it's funny because like, well, what do you mean by ninja, right? Like, so I'm like, look, it's about being a kick-ass networker. Okay, let's just break it down. Like, I'm not trying to be like, right? At least that's what when I think of a ninja. Sure, can it like be like sneak in and sneak out? Yeah, whatever. But they're tactical, they're strategic, right? Ninjas, they're lethal, right? And I'm not trying to be lethal here, right? But that's kind of where I was like, as I
Focused.
focus. There you go. So I'm
Mhm.
sitting here thinking, like, well, how is it to be an effective networker, right? What does that really look like? How do you cultivate these relationships? So I'm going to have this event. We're putting it together, and our sponsor is Avanzare. That's the restaurant that'll be hosting us, and it's allowing us to use the space. It's a free event. So it's all about networking. It's a business networking after hours event. And it's for men and women. And it's going to be located at 667 West Roosevelt Road in Lombard on the 30th from 6:30 to 8:30. Doors open at 6. There's cash bar, a la carte menu. You guys are responsible for your own meals. And we just encourage you to make sure you please purchase food and drinks from the restaurant, because we want to make sure that we support our partners that are helping us put this event together. So I'm just calling on my community, my network, my peoples, my peeps, everyone that likes to network and meet other entrepreneurs, right? Come out. It's not industry specific. This is multi industry type of networking event. So I know that I'll have a nice variety of different type of professionals there that are going to be networking, right? And I'm going to have a panel guest. We're going to do a Q&A on the stage. So actually, now that I'm talking, I think, Karis, I would love for you if you can be
Sure.
one of the panelists. I think you would be a great asset to the
I would love that.
conversation.
Thank you.
And I also have one of my he's a media instructor as well as was my media instructor back in 2017. He'll be also talking. His name is Tony Lopez, name is short for Tilo, and he'll be talking about how he networks within the media industry, right? And he's been in the media industry for a long time, so I'm excited to have him on as well with us. And then I'll have a couple more people that I'm still finalizing to be a speaker there. So I'm super excited, right? It's gonna be Q&A style. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be networking. So I'm inviting everybody that's watching to come out. It's 2 hours of your life, right? So yeah, make sure that you guys join us. So I'm just sharing this right now.
Fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fun.
Do you have any final words, Kim?
No, thank you for joining us this morning, Kari. It was great meeting you. I loved your
Thank
story,
you.
and I love the mission that you're doing. Keep doing it. It's an amazing thing to do.
Thank you. Thanks for the opportunity, you guys.
Yep. Thank you. And thank you for everyone watching. Make sure you guys, follow us, follow me. Make sure you guys stay in touch and you guys reach out to Karis if you need any of her services. And then Kim, especially for the cleaning. And hopefully I'll see you guys on the 30th of next week. All
Okay.
right.
All right.
God
Bye. Thank
bless.
you.
Bye.